guys, we are going to go through just your basic Play-Doh recipe, something nice and easy. This stuff lasts way better than the stuff you buy from the shop, and it is super easy. The only thing you probably don't have at home that you will need to get is cream of tartar, but super easy just in the baking aisle with everything else. So let's get started. We start with 2 cups of plain flour. Pour it into your bowl. Then you're gonna add your cream of tartar. And then for this one, we are gonna use 4 tablespoons. All right, then after that, we add in our oil, just vegetable oil. You can basically use anything, and that is going to be 2 tablespoons. It's a great idea to get the kids to help out with this. Obviously doing all your different measurements and everything helps with the maths, and if we're not going to school for a little while, it's a great idea. So then you're going to give this all a bit of a mix together in the bowl. Just basically mixing the oil through. And then what I like to do is just make a little well in the middle of that flour mixture. And that is where you're going to add in your salt. Just your standard table salt, and we use 1/2 cup of this one. Now, don't mix this into the flour, you just want to sit it in the middle of the well and just leave it there, because we're about to add the hot water and that dissolves it, and that is a really important step into making your Play-Doh nice and soft. So, obviously this step's for an adult, don't let your kids try and do it because it is very hot, but we're going to do 1.5 cups. And then if we're doing just one colour of Play-Doh, this is where I add in the food colour. You only need a couple of drops. Give that a good mix together. And then we're just going to slowly pour it on top of the salt in the middle, and it'll just take a little bit to dissolve. Pour it all in. And then I just wiggle the salt around at the bottom of the bowl, just like when you're making jelly. Give it a little bit of time. Alright, then you can just slowly mix it all in together. If you were wanting to do 2 colours, you could separate your batch, do the water and the salt together, just don't add the colouring just yet, and then when it comes to time to mixing and you've got a firm dough, that's when you can add the colours into it. Just obviously don't use too much because it will dye your hands and anything else that you touch after that. So once it starts to form together, that is when I get in with my hands and just start kneading it like you do when you're making bread. If you find that it is really sticky, just add little bits of flour at a time until it comes to a really nice consistency. This stuff will last for weeks, but if you want it to last even longer, keep it in the fridge in an airtight container, and you will have amazing Play-Doh for at least a month before you've got to make a new batch. Obviously all the products in here are non-toxic, so if you do have little ones and they do want to taste it, which kids always want to taste it, it's not harmful at all, so you don't need to worry about that. All right, so I'm just going to take my bowl away. I will just get a little sprinkle Just give it a good push out on the bench. It is still quite warm, obviously, because we put in the boiling water, but it doesn't feel sticky at all. The colours mix through nicely. So I just give it a couple of minutes to cool down, and then you can go ahead and play. You can use sticks and stones and leaves and everything from outside. You can use just cups and spoons and knives. Play with it however you want. Ask the kids what they think would be a good idea to play with it. They have amazing imaginations, and I'm sure they've got ideas of their own. So there you go. Nice, simple, easy fun.